With the introduction of GDPR in 2018 and most recently CCPA in 2020, more companies are being taken to court with major lawsuits after their users are finding out how their data is being handled. And now, with the COVID-19 pandemic and people having to work from home, more and more people are realising the impact that data protection has, especially those who are using programs like Microsoft Teams, Slack and Zoom, and for the younger people, even TikTok and Instagram. TikTok is a Chinese social media platform operated by ByteDance. Recently, TikTok has been banned by the United States due to the privacy concerns as users' data is managed and stored entirely in China. As a result of the ban, TikTok was forced into American company Oracle, being the holder and processor of all data for those in the United States and Europe. So after TikTok has been forced to change how they process their data, what else should be changed for the people who use the internet? It's convenient for everyone to be able to download an app, make an account, and sign in, but there's always that one part that people always brush over, the terms and conditions.
There's been countless attempts when people have spread rumours on Instagram announcing that Instagram's going to start to reuse and sell your photos that you have posted, and that they're not allowed to do this and it's an invasion of your privacy. Even though Instagram and Facebook have never done this, there's nothing legally stopping them, as they reserve the right to the content you publish, and you agreed to this when you signed up.
So if people are really that worried about how companies like Instagram and Facebook are going to use their data, use their photos and rip them off the platform and use them as they please, why don't people just take the 5 minutes to look for a privacy policy and find out what these companies actually do with your data?
There's two sides to data protection: how your data is used and how your data is processed. Both are equally important, but one often gets swept under the rug. The primary focus for data protection is how your data is used, whether that means it's sold, reused for marketing purposes, or genuinely used for the product you intended to buy. The worst culprit for misusing your data is marketing companies. More often than not, they'll take the details you provide them with and sell it on to companies who add you to a mailing list, leaving your email flooded with spam that you didn't want and lots of products that aren't catered to you at all. And the annoying part is, there's nothing you can do about it. Because when you signed up for that one giveaway or that one email, you also ended up giving your permission for a lot more.
So who is actually to blame, the user or the company? Well, from a moral standpoint, it's definitely the company, as when you sign up for that product or service, you should be using your data for purely that, rather than your data being used for commercial profit that most people probably haven't consented to. The obvious reason for why this happens is that privacy policies are a very daunting document to read, especially for larger businesses like Google. While privacy policies tend to be sectioned into different parts now, it's still unlikely to find one that is comfortable to read and gives you all the information you want right away.
Due to COVID and the increase in work from home apps, more people are paying attention to the data that they're handing over. When you buy an app because of work instead of home, you pay more attention to the terms and conditions. Perhaps this is what's led to this new breed of self-aware consumers. In turn, this has led to an improvement in the data protection enforcement within digital companies. As the number of consumers paying attention to their data rises, more users are becoming aware of the misuse of their data. So in order to avoid a lawsuit, companies are going to have to keep upping their data protection skills. After reviewing search trend statistics, the interest the general population has in their data has increased tenfold, especially focusing on companies such as Zoom and TikTok, who are both actively working on improving the way that their users' data is stored and processed. Although the trends are showing an increase in searches, this doesn't give us a discernible audience. Is it the majority of people who are using social media, like teenagers and younger adults, or is it the more experienced user?
So is there anything that can be changed to these privacy policies so that consumers who actually use these products on a daily basis can be comfortable with how their data is being used and find out all the information that they need to? At the end of the day, all the information is there, it's just the way that it's displayed lacks humanity and isn't friendly for consumers to use. So whose fault is it? The consumers who don't want to read these privacy policies? Or is it actually the companies who are purposely making these privacy policies unfriendly so that you don't read them and they reserve the right to do whatever they want with your data? The easiest way that we as consumers can make sure we know what's going on with our data is by promoting the reading of privacy policies and making sure we only sign up to products and services that we're actually going to use. No more signing up for that one giveaway that might just sell your data to literally anyone. So maybe it's just time to go out and use social media to promote something, like finding out how your data is being used.